Once again, we'd like to welcome you to today's edition of the Morning Call. Sierra Leone President Julius Maada recently declared rape and sexual violence a national emergency in the country. This follows a series of recorded cases involving minors that doubled over the last year. According to the president, perpetrators of such crimes will face up to life imprisonment, and that all public hospitals should provide free medical services for victims of sexual assault. He also announced the formation of a new police division dedicated to investigating sexual violence, a special magistrate court that would handle such cases, and a public hotline specifically for reporting sexual violence. The president also noted that thousands of cases go unreported because of a culture of silence or indifference.
Indeed, impunity for sexual violence seems to be a sad reality in the West African country. The statistics seem to support this. According to the Rainbow Initiative Victims Aid Association, which studied a sample of 30,000 women and girls who are victims of rape or sexual assault in the country, 93% of them were under the age of 17, and some were babies as young as 7 months old. Some of the 3,137 cases handled by the NGO, only 1.2 resulted in a conviction. More than 600 victims fell pregnant, and over 2,400 were infected with sexually transmitted diseases, including 7 with HIV, according to the report.
Of course, the announcement has been lauded by different human rights groups in the country, but the million-dollar question, is it going to end the rape culture in Sierra Leone? Africanews correspondent in Sierra Leone, Eric Kawa, with more.
Hi, of course, we have seen the president made a declaration on a national emergency on sexual assault and rape, which many activists have been calling upon, and they've been talking about these issues because on a daily basis there are lots of cases of assault, of rape, and issues have been up and about, but people want to see actions taken. So this is one move which they have lauded, and of course the previous government of Ernest Bai Koroma did their own part. They enacted the 2012 Sexual Offences Act, and of course the Three Gender Act, which included the Customary Marriage Act, the Domestic Act, as well as the Devolution and Property Right. So those are documents which those are laws which they passed during their tenure. And of course, this government also is determined to fight in this cause. And we saw the First Lady of the Republic months ago or weeks ago actually declared also Hands Off Our Girls campaign, which she invited other first ladies in other countries to see how best they could tackle this issue. I went to a local NGO which have been fighting relentlessly towards looking at issues of sexual-based violence in Sierra Leone. It's Rainbow Center. I spoke with the Executive Director of Rainbow Center, Daniel Keto. Okay, so President Bio has declared a national emergency on sexual assault and rape. How would you react to this as an organization?
It's a welcoming news because for us, as an organization, we have been advocating for this for a long period of time because Rainbow Initiative manages 5 Rainbow Centers, and in the 5 Rainbow Centers, we provide free medical treatment and psychosocial counseling for survivors of GBV, that's sexual gender-based violence, and also physical violence. So we have been pushing all along for this. We have been advocating to stakeholders, including government, to ensure that they provide free medical treatment for survivors of gender-based violence. So we are actively involved in that. So it is a welcoming news for us.
Talking about the creation of special unit and nominating of judges to look into these issues, would you consider this to be a good measure?
Yes, in fact, according to the president, he gave 6 directives, and one of those directives is to create a special unit. Even though we have the family support unit, we should have another unit that should be able to look into investigation quickly as possible, because as it stands, we are losing a lot of cases. Because you look at the statistics that we have in our Rainbow Centers this year, 2,900 cases we are, visited our centers who reported that they were sexually violated, and only 1.2% of those cases were committed to court. We are successfully prosecuted to court. So you can see that there is a gap within the police. There's a gap within the law. So by creating special units, we'll expedite cases in terms of proceedings in court and also in terms of investigation, so that the evidence will not be missing.
So how can this help to reduce the rape phenomenon?
I think the women of Sierra Leone are working hard, and with other activists, especially the cry of survivors have been for long, for us to see a change, because I feel like men are violating women so much. You look at the statistics as I just mentioned, 2,900 cases. That is only for 5 centers, in Sierra Leone from January 2018 to December 2018. So you see the number is alarming. I am sure with those stringent measures being taken by the president, I'm sure everyone will be informed and everyone will be conscious in terms of violating the rights of women. And also those who are charged with responsibility will be able to execute their responsibilities according to the law.
Okay, thank you so much, sir.